Maya gazed up at Crystal Peak, its snow-capped summit piercing the clouds like a silver crown. At 12 years old, she was determined to be the youngest person to reach the top of the tallest mountain in her region. Maya, Beta, you're too young for such a dangerous climb, her grandmother said, worry creasing her weathered face. Everyone thinks I'm too small, too weak, Maya replied, adjusting her bright pink climbing helmet. But Nanny, I've been preparing for months. I know every weather pattern, every safe route, every emergency procedure. Her grandmother smiled, recognizing the same determination she had as a young woman. Then show them that being brave and being careful can go hand in hand. Maya had spent the entire summer training. While other kids played video games, she practiced knots, studied mountain maps, and built her strength. Her pink and purple climbing gear earned her strange looks from other mountaineers, but Maya believed that being feminine and being fierce weren't opposites. They were the perfect combination. The morning of her climb dawned clear and bright. Maya checked her equipment one final time. Rope, first aid kit, emergency flares, extra food, and her father's compass that had guided him through countless adventures. Remember, if the weather changes, come down immediately, her climbing instructor, Captain Ahmed, radioed from base camp. I promise, Maya replied, beginning her ascent with steady, measured steps. For the first 3 hours, everything went perfectly. Maya moved like a mountain goat, finding handholds and footholds with natural instinct. She was making excellent time, already halfway to the summit. Then, without warning, the sky darkened. Thunder rumbled ominously, and within minutes, a fierce storm engulfed the mountain. Rain turned to hail, and the wind howled like a wild beast. Maya found shelter under a rocky overhang, her heart pounding. This was exactly what Captain Ahmed had warned her about. The smart thing, the safe thing, would be to turn back. But then she heard something that made her blood run cold. Distant cries for help, echoing off the mountain walls. Help! Someone help us! Maya peered through the storm and spotted 3 experienced climbers trapped on a narrow ledge about 50 meters away. Their equipment was scattered, damaged by falling rocks, and one of them appeared to be injured. Maya's mind raced. She could radio for help, but the storm would delay any rescue team for hours. These climbers might not have hours. She looked at her own supplies, then at the treacherous path between her and the trapped climbers. Her smaller size, which everyone thought was a disadvantage, might actually help her navigate the narrow, storm-slicked rocks. I'm coming, she called out, her voice carrying clearly through the wind. Carefully, Maya secured her rope and began the dangerous traverse. Every step required perfect balance and absolute focus. The rocks were slippery. The wind threatened to knock her off balance, but she pressed on. Kid, go back. It's too dangerous, one of the climbers shouted when he saw her approaching. I'm not leaving you, Maya replied firmly, reaching their ledge. She immediately began assessing the situation. One climber had a sprained ankle, another had lost his rope in the rockfall, and their emergency supplies were scattered across the mountain. Without hesitation, Maya opened her pack. She shared her emergency blanket, gave them her extra food, and used her first aid training to bandage the injured climber's ankle. How did you know we were here? Asked Sarah, the team leader, as Maya helped stabilize their position. I heard your calls echoing off the mountain, Maya replied, securing her rescue line around the strongest rock formation she could find. And I know that sometimes being brave means changing your plans to help others achieve theirs. Working together, they created a plan. Maya would help them rappel down to a safer position, one by one. Her rope was strong enough, and her knowledge of the mountain's safest routes proved invaluable. As they descended through the storm, the injured climber, Ahmed, said, You know, I've been climbing for 20 years, and I've never seen such courage and quick thinking from someone so young. Maya smiled, helping him navigate a particularly tricky section. My grandmother always says that courage isn't about not being afraid, it's about doing what's right even when you're afraid. By the time they reached the base camp, the storm had passed, and the sun was setting in brilliant orange and pink streaks across the sky. Maya looked up at Crystal Peak summit, still unconquered, but she felt no disappointment. Maya, Sarah said, as the rescue team checked everyone over, we're planning another expedition next month. Would you like to join our team? Maya's eyes lit up. Really? You want me on your team? Want you? Ahmed laughed, testing his bandaged ankle. You saved our lives up there. I'd climb any mountain with you. Captain Ahmed approached with a huge grin. Maya, I've been climbing for 30 years, and I've never seen such mature decision-making under pressure. You didn't reach the summit today, but you discovered something even more valuable. What's that? Maya asked. That true strength comes from lifting others up. The summit will always be there, but the chance to help someone in need, that's a gift that doesn't come every day. 1 month later, Maya stood at the base of Crystal Peak again, but this time she wasn't alone. Sarah, Ahmed, and the third climber, Marcus, were with her, along with Captain Ahmed and 2 other experienced mountaineers. Ready, team? Sarah asked, and Maya noticed she was wearing a bright pink climbing helmet too. Where did you get that? Maya laughed. I figured if pink gear is brave enough for Maya the mountain rescuer, it's brave enough for me, Sarah winked. This time, the weather held perfectly. Working as a team, sharing their strengths and covering each other's weaknesses, they reached the summit of Crystal Peak just as the sun painted the sky in brilliant gold. At the top, Maya planted a small flag that read, "For every girl who dreams of reaching new heights, the summit is just the beginning." As they stood together, looking out over the vast landscape below, Maya realized that her grandmother had been right. Being brave and being careful could go hand in hand, and the best adventures were the ones you shared with people who believed in you. So, Ahmed said, pointing to an even taller peak in the distance, "What's our next challenge?" Maya smiled, her eyes sparkling with adventure. "How about we find out together?" And from that day forward, Maya became known not just as the youngest person to reach Crystal Peak summit, but as the climber who proved that sometimes the greatest heights we can reach are the ones we achieve by helping others rise with us. Her story inspired girls all over the region to pursue their mountain dreams, and Maya's climbing team became legendary for their courage, compassion, and their distinctive pink gear that could be spotted from valleys away. A symbol that being strong and being kind weren't opposites, but the perfect combination for any adventure.